June 1944. Dawn breaks over the vast, silent expanse of the Philippine Sea. On the decks of American aircraft carriers, a city of steel awakens. Sailors move with practiced efficiency, preparing the tools of war, planes fueled, armed, and ready. The fleet, a colossal spearhead aimed at the heart of the Japanese Empire, cuts through the waves, unaware that it is sailing toward a confrontation that will forever cripple Japan's naval air power. They were prepared for a battle, but not for the one-sided slaughter that was to come. This is the story of the battle that changed the course of the Pacific War and the invisible weapon that made it possible. The sea was calm, but beneath the surface, the tides of war were turning. For the United States, the objective was clear: seize the Mariana Islands, Saipan, Tinian, and Guam. These islands were strategic daggers, placing American long-range B-29 bombers within striking distance of Tokyo itself. The U.S. Fifth Fleet, under the command of Admiral Raymond Spruance, was the largest naval force ever assembled, a testament to America's industrial might. But their enemy was cornered, desperate, and dangerous. They knew Japan would not surrender these vital outposts without a final, decisive fight. The stage was set for the largest carrier versus carrier battle in history. For the Empire of Japan, this was more than just a battle. It was the final desperate gamble to halt America's relentless advance. From the decks of their carriers, hundreds of aircraft soared into the morning sky. This was Operation Ago, a meticulously planned strike designed to annihilate the American fleet. Admiral Jisaburo Ozawa, commander of the Japanese fleet, placed his faith in his pilots and a strategic advantage. His planes had a longer range, allowing them to attack the American carriers while staying out of reach of a counterstrike. In pre-flight rituals, young pilots, many with only a few hours of flight training, prayed for victory and the honor of the Emperor. Their voices, carried over crackling radios, were a mixture of determination and youthful bravado. The fate of their nation rested on their wings. They were Japan's last hope. But as the waves of Japanese planes flew eastward, something strange happened. Long before they could see the American fleet, they were met by a perfectly positioned wall of steel and fury. American F-6F Hellcat fighters were already in the air, waiting for them, climbing to a higher altitude, ready to dive and strike. It was as if the Americans knew exactly where and when the attack would come. How was this possible? The Japanese pilots, flying into the blinding sun, were utterly bewildered. They were flying into a perfectly laid trap. The secret lay in darkened rooms deep within the American warships. Here, operators sat transfixed, their faces illuminated by the eerie green glow of cathode ray tubes. This was the nerve center of the fleet, a technological marvel that Japan critically underestimated: radar. The Americans had deployed a new generation of ship-based radar, far more advanced than anything the Japanese possessed. These invisible eyes could detect incoming aircraft from over 100 miles away, tracking their altitude, speed, and direction with terrifying precision. Voices cut through the static, calling out coordinates, vectoring fighters to intercept. This wasn't just a technological edge, it was a revolution in naval warfare. The battle was being won here, in the shadows, by men staring at glowing green dots on a screen, long before the first shot was even fired. The result was a massacre. The sky over the Marianas turned into a shooting gallery. American Hellcat pilots, guided by their radar controllers, dove into the Japanese formations with devastating effect. It was like a turkey shoot, one pilot would later recall, coining the battle's infamous nickname, the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. Japanese bombers and torpedo planes, packed with inexperienced pilots, were no match for the veteran American airmen in their superior aircraft. Explosions blossomed across the sky as one after another, Japanese planes were torn apart, spiraling into the sea below. Shocked and confused, Japanese radio chatter turned from confident calls to desperate cries for help. In a single day, over 300 Japanese aircraft were obliterated. Of the 373 planes sent to attack the American fleet, only 35 managed to return. The sky was cleared of the rising sun. Historians would later piece together the full picture of America's advantage. It wasn't just the advanced radar. It was a symphony of modern warfare. Codebreakers had provided crucial intelligence, giving commanders insight into Japanese plans. The new proximity fuse, a tiny radar in the nose of an anti-aircraft shell, allowed it to detonate near a target without a direct hit, filling the sky with lethal shrapnel. Yet, a whisper of a deeper secret persists. Some veterans and researchers have long believed that an even more advanced experimental radar system was deployed in the battle, a technology so secret its existence has never been officially acknowledged. Classified documents from the era hint at projects and glowing diagrams of systems that could guide entire squadrons with unparalleled precision. Was there another layer to this invisible advantage, a weapon so revolutionary it remains hidden from history? In the days that followed, the devastation became absolute. American submarines, guided by intelligence, found and sank two of Japan's largest aircraft carriers, including Ozawa's flagship, the Taiho. Another carrier was sunk by carrier-based aircraft. The Japanese fleet, its air arm shattered and its carriers burning, limped back home in defeat. The ocean was littered with the wreckage of planes and the ghosts of pilots. Japan's naval aviation, once the pride of the Pacific, was broken beyond repair. From this point forward, the Pacific War belonged to the United States. The path to the Japanese home islands was now open. The Battle of the Philippine Sea was a staggering victory, a turning point secured by technology, skill, and courage. But as we look back through the mists of time, the mystery lingers. The official records tell a story of superior tactics and technology, yet the legend of an invisible weapon, a secret so profound it was buried after the war, continues to fascinate and intrigue. Was it simply the known combination of radar, intelligence, and better planes that won the day? Or was there something more, a hidden hand guiding the American fighters in the sky? One question remains. Was the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot a product of skill, luck, or an invisible weapon that truly decided the fate of the Pacific? The answer may forever lie silent, beneath the waves of the Philippine Sea. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into one of history's greatest military mysteries. If you found this story compelling, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the hidden corners of the past. We'll see you in the next video.